it for me. That's the problem there, see, baby, I ain't you, I'm me. Tonight I'm gonna party with the people that believe.
In the first quarter so far for Louisiana Tech. What a catch behind the back! Are you kidding me, True Edwards? And zooms! Are you for real? True Edwards trying to house it, and does! And it started with a brilliant catch. He takes it 86 yards for an explosion. Tush-push edition. Greenwood with help from behind. Legs still churning.
And Greenwood still going.
And he escapes. Greenwood out of the pack, across the 20, the 10. Greenwood, touchdown out of the tush-push.
30-yard pickup, 1st and 10. Drones goes right back the same way. Back shoulder fade, picked off, intercepted from Hampton. Tremendous interception.
8th play of this opening drive. It's a keeper. Milroe follows the back. Milroe explodes to the secondary. Race for the end zone. Touchdown, tied. What a start. Milroe, keeper all the way. Jalen Milroe, touchdown. Milroe again, keeper. Jalen Milroe to the house. The hat trick, rushing touchdowns for the Tide quarterback. Milroe just takes off. Guess what? Quarterback run. Jalen Milroe to sprint. Number 4 with his 4th rushing touchdown. 72 yards.
Ginty. It'll take more than one hit. Touchdown. Hello. How do you do?
2nd and 19. Travis Hunter.
Tunneling through.
Hunter has goal line eyes. Touchdown.
The rivalry is back, and we got a ball game. Utes get in the end zone for the first time. Kick return for BYU. And a big one to midfield. He beats the kicker down the sideline. Marion, touchdown, 96 yards.
They need the 4-yard line. It's 3rd down and 6. Dart. Wells. Touchdown, Juice Wells.
3rd and 13 as they get it out into space to Bond, and look at Isaiah Bond. What a difference maker he is. Texas can do no wrong today.
Edwards hit, ball is out. Oregon's got it. They're going the other way. Brown and Johnson to the house.
2nd down and 1. Play action. First run for Leonard. What a cut. Leonard inside the red zone. Leonard down the sideline. Leonard airborne. Touchdown.
Blitz coming off the edge. Klubnik almost sacked. Stayed on his feet miraculously. Room service downfield. An incredible catch and touchdown.
Raritan, the tight end, in motion. Price the handoff up the middle. Oh, there goes Price. He's got speed. Price. Can he beat him to the end zone? No, he's out of bounds.
Haynes. Jump cut. End zone. Touchdown. Now you've got 8 different players that have carried the football today in a big 3rd down. And a lob to the end zone. It's a 50-50 ball for Chase Lane. He's got it for the touchdown.
Rourke straight drop this time. Gonna go long.
Airs it. Got a man there. Got it. Elijah Surratt. Touchdown.
Iamaleava taking a deep shot. Got a receiver. And it's caught inside the 30. Dante Thornton into the end zone.
Mateer trapped, and finds Kyle Williams for his 3rd touch of the night.
Randall in motion to the top of your screen. Klubnik taking a shot wide open. Touchdown, Cole Turner.
And here they go. Uh-oh, look at this. Ramsier off the flea flicker. Touchdown.
Ward, another one-on-one. drops it over the shoulder of Isaiah Horton for the touchdown. What a throw.
Oh, nice little dead leg. There goes Rocket Sanders. Touchdown. South Carolina, 33 yards. Sellers throws to Sanders. Look at him go. Rocket Sanders. Touchdown, South Carolina.
Howard. Underneath. Smith gets to the corner. Money on the rise. Touchdown.
Third straight carry for Cook. And Cook has a chance. He's got a touchdown.
Place kicking has been an adventure for the Tigers, and it's blocked on cue. Recovered by the Hokies with a little bit of room and a blocker. It's coming back. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
Allen bounces off of tackles and finds his way into the end zone.
Longest run of the night for Virginia. Calandria. Oh my goodness, Brown. Touchdown, Virginia.
And Thornton out of the game, as you saw, with an injury. Here's Sampson on the cutback inside the 20. Sampson busts it loose into the end zone. Touchdown.
Sun Devils come after it. It's blocked. Scooped up. Down the sideline. Touchdown, Arizona State.
Now he's going to run the option, and he's going to give it up to Neal, who gets a block from Casey, and cuts it in for the Jayhawks touchdown.
The circumstances with Florida, when you say the enthusiasm with these fans, is Ewers is going to throw back here and get a good look with Wisner, and here goes Wisner inside the 10 and reaching for the goal line.
Duke back at NC State territory. Murph to throw. Wolfpack bring just 3. Going for it all again. What a throw and catch again. This time it's Jordan Moore who makes it for the score.
Sorsby will hold on to it again.
These people don't give a shit.
Who's giving them the business?
All the man is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's got it. Goes Davis. Oh my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. He's going to win the field.
It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be gone. It's a touchdown. And the Gators have won the game.
To the 40. Herman Whitfield to the 30. To the 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown FSU.
What's up, everybody? Week 12 college football extravaganza. We're back again. It's me, Rob. That's Justin, a.k.a. J. Patrick, _ on air. On air. And we're live on air.
You know, it's crazy.
What's up?
About that. So many years, people thought my name was Justin O'Nair or Justin Patrick O'Nair.
Justin O'Nair.
I was like, how? I mean, it's. I don't even know.
I'm gonna start calling you Justin O'Nair. But what's up? If you haven't tuned in before, drop a follow. We're here on the @Real Swampcast Network, talking college football, baby. It's a big week for the Gators. They had didn't have a bye week. Some of their players had a bye week. 13 of their players.
Oh, bless America,
dude. So hurt. They're so hurt.
That popped up there was they were like down to their 4th string corner. Like it was horrible.
It felt like a bye week. I did not even care about the Texas game. And I've been looking forward to this game for literally years, since they scheduled it. And I was like, I'm going to go out to Austin. I'm so glad I did not buy tickets to this game. I'm so glad I did not go to the game at all.
If you want to see the updated list for
this week?
Yeah, hold on. I got it right here for you.
It's still bad.
Oh, my God, yeah, it's still
and
bad. This is just right now. Like we haven't gotten to game day yet, and we are sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, over 10 plus already confirmed out. DJ Lagaway, Montreal Johnson Jr., 2 really big names right there that are still sitting at questionable. They thought about DJ as a game time decision last week, but I feel like that was just to try and keep.
I don't even want him playing this week, to be honest. He needs to nurse that. I've dealt with hamstring issues. I would not, dude. And, he's definitely younger and got more muscle build on his hamstrings. I'm just worried that he's going to pull it again.
Hamstrings to me, like, play fantasy football, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So when you have
annoying.
when you have a hamstring injury in
worst.
fantasy football, it's like you're probably like, let's say you start the season. I feel like it was Keenan Allen. He had a hamstring injury like 1 year. Start off the season. I didn't see that man until like week 6, week 7, because hamstring injuries, it's week to week, every week. Like, it can be fixed in 2 weeks or it can be 2 months. I don't know, but that's how hamstrings work. It's pretty crazy.
I think you gotta sit them, but whatever. They're not gonna sit them.
I mean, if you're Napier, you're trying to get the big win somewhere to give some hope to the Gators, to Gator Nation, because you're playing ranked teams the rest of the year. That's the thing. Except for FSU, of course. Excuse my language. Yes.
Wait, except for who? Except for who?
FSU.
Florida State Seminole Vesicles.
Florida State Seminole Vesicles. That's what we call them on this podcast. I mean, yeah, dude, we will get to some Gator talk later. Obviously, Texas game, tough loss. Texas, we made Texas look like world beaters, and they're not. They're really not.
No, they're not. But you know who puts them as world beaters? The damn playoff committee, who, in Paul Feinbaum's mind, just sit there with caviar, drinking champagne, talking college football in a nice hotel conference room somewhere in this country.
Mm-hmm. And we also, Joey's not here because when we do the podcast later than 6:30, he's in bed already. So not in.
We haven't seen Joey in
weeks. It's been years. But Florida State, this is probably why. Florida State lost 52-3 at Notre Dame. Riley Leonard throws for 215 yards.
Something.
Yeah, it means the game of the century whenever I was growing up. That was what everyone talked about at 93. So,
and I will say, like, the last time that game was actually relevant was Mackenzie Milton's return to life and the overtime game. Did they win that game?
I think I was at that game. I think they did. I think they did win that game.
It was a crazy game.
No, I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't remember. I know it didn't really even matter for either team, the ultimate outcome, because they both were irrelevant going into the end of the year. But yeah, that was like a huge game for them. That was also Brian Kelly's last year at Notre Dame, I believe, right? Did he make playoffs? He might have.
I really don't remember. And
that year was such a blur.
And if he did, he's in LSU. He's at LSU now, and we will get to LSU in a little bit.
Oh, he wants to go all over LSU right now
with his family. All with his family. One game. So here we go. Going through week 11 games. The first one, Oregon put it on Maryland. I think I called this. I don't know if they covered or not. I think they covered. I think it was like minus 14.5 or something. It wasn't outrageous.
No, it was like 21. I think they covered it.
Yeah.
I don't think I think they've been favored like 21 the past few weeks, I believe. If you scroll down, the cover was 24. So yeah, and they covered that once again.
Big man getting the touchdown there. I missed that one. The uniforms, just like the throwback Oregon uniforms this year, really good. And then Maryland's uniforms are pretty sick also.
Oh, they've always been sick. But does Oregon, so back in the day, like Mariota days, they had a new uniform every week. Is that still a thing or no?
I think they're kind of chilling with the kind of throwbacks, but it's like a blend of the throwbacks this year. Like they've been kind of chilling on just.
Like, I feel like the uniforms are never the exact same. I feel like they change like a little detail every time. But I remember it was like, 2014 or 2013, 2014, that they changed the uniform every single week.
Like the wings on the shoulders
and wings, they did like an eggshell look one time.
The eggshell was weird. We're eggs.
They did like black and pink one time.
Yeah.
They did like a neon dark green, all yellows, all greens. The color combo or the uniform combos, they go literally through the wall with everything.
To me, Oregon did what they had to do this week. They took care of business in a week where not every single team took care of business. One team that didn't take care of business, Georgia, they get their second SEC loss. And Ole Miss picks up a huge win. They tear down both goalposts, leave them out. They didn't even throw them in the river.
First off, what even is like the thing with that? Like putting it in front of the county courthouse? Like what's is that like a thing? I don't know the last time that they rushed the field.
And here's what you were talking about. They rushed the field with 16 seconds still on the clock.
So, I mean, we get it. You guys haven't won a big game like this at home in years, so we get it that y'all don't know what you're doing over there in Oxford. Like, y'all don't know what you're doing at all. Like, you guys haven't won a game like this ever. Like, at least not in the relevancy era of, y'all being competitors or under Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin, this is why he's gonna leave. This is why he's gonna leave.
He
Ole Miss
looked
fans
so upset.
Ole Miss fans, you upset him.
He looked so
hates
upset. It was funny though. I mean, Lane finally got his big one, and he was throwing a damn fit because they didn't get the night game in Oxford. They got the 2:30 slot once again, and LSU got the night slot once again with Bama. But you were never going to get the night game going up against that one.
This kid,
but did you prove him wrong? Yeah, you did. So hats off to you, Lane. You did it.
Look at this kid. He's like, whatever, dude.
He's like, I don't think we're supposed to be here right now, but we're going. I guess we're going. It was funny. Like some of the people I know that go to Ole Miss were sitting there like. When it came to the end of the game, like they're all like had their phones out on the sidelines, and then they kind of like ran like into the middle of the field as it hit zero. I was like, y'all look dumb. Like you look dumb, but yep, Lane got his one. He finally got his big one, and good for him. They're competing, and I think really they're pretty much scotch free. Like they're going to be heading off. Yeah. They should win out, and so they should make playoffs really.
And then Kirby Smart, I don't.
Yeah, see right here, highest AP ranked win in school history, which exactly is my point. Exactly, they had no idea what was going on. They don't know what they're doing. They was like, we've never experienced this before.
That is pretty wild. Kirby Smart, I don't think I have a clip here, but let me see. No, but he was talking about I guess a player was celebrating with some of his Ole Miss former teammates, and he got pissed. Yeah, pull that up because he got absolutely pissed, but he was like, I don't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
So here's I can pull the video up of him celebrating real quick.
Yeah.
And then I'll find the clip of Kirby. But
yeah, pull it. I definitely want to see a clip of him
he's
celebrating.
literally like sitting there jumping.
Oh my god. He's jumping?
He's from there. Like, and so like don't let it be like I think he found some friends, like he found some guys he went to school with or back in high school, and so like he was celebrating with them, like just happy to see him type beat. But you just lost as a top 5 team. Your playoff chances are now, who know, they're up in the air. You don't know what's going to happen. So, and I'm going to try and find this clip of Kirby, but Kirby wasn't happy.
No. Does he start? Does he?
He's not like I actually don't know. I don't think he's like a stupid.
Because I'm trying to think.
I can pull this up right here.
I'm trying to think
this
if I was
perfect video actually.
I don't think I would be happy. I still don't think I would be happy, dude.
No, I got it right here. Drop this volume up a little bit.
I mean, just stupid.
Yeah,
he's embarrassed about it. He's upset about it. That's obviously a childhood friend of his. Just
he's an
not
idiot.
Smart.
At least I thought, Coach, and particularly your
other people talking. Other people doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah, Urban Meyer doing it.
Yeah, it was.
Speaking of Urban Meyer, by the way,
and then because he called him an idiot, people got on him for calling him an idiot. So he's like, "I'm sorry."
No, you can't get it.
Well, no, he's an idiot. Yeah. Why are you mad that he's telling the truth? The guy's an idiot for celebrating after losing on the road as a top 5 team. Coach called him an idiot because that's what he was. He's an idiot, and then people got on him for calling him an idiot. So he had to apologize.
Speaking of losing on the road as a top 5 team,
now we have multiple fields rushed by teams that don't know what they're doing, but this team did better. Shout out Georgia Tech. Shout out Haynes King. Shout out them boys in Atlanta.
The backflip didn't land, but he over backflipped.
He over backflipped, and Miami had this coming. They be on their heels too much. They didn't it's just how it's been.
Yeah, they had it coming. That near win against Virginia Tech, where they had to go back and look at
where they made a call to New York and said, "Yo, we gotta get this man."
And then the Cal game at Cal, when they had so many calls go their way, a targeting call, not get called, so many calls at Cal. And there was another close game, I think. There was another close. Louisville game was close. They just it was a shootout. But Georgia Tech finally nips them, and they busted my parlay. You should
see this right here. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. But I found this video. So one of the players, he was jogging off the field, and some kids rushing on the field. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on. You're on.
Well, so watch this video. Well, if it'll play, God bless. Yes, this is what I like to see. Right
T-Mobile is overloaded right now.
There we go. This guy gets absolutely drilled by a player.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's funny. Watch him at the end on the ground. He's experiencing pain right there that he's never experienced in life. And 75 for Miami just walked through him like he was nothing.
Do you think 75 even noticed?
No, he didn't, because that guy was really that guy was like $110, and that guy's probably 350, and he walked through him like he was thin air. And that guy and the kid who got hit literally is experiencing pain he's never experienced in his life before. He's on the ground holding his stomach in the fetal position, does not know what's going on because he experienced big boy ball unintentionally. That guy did not mean to do that.
That was.
But I wanted to share that because that was funny.
I think that was a complete accident, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely was. But still, it's kind of funny that's just the difference of what these freaks of nature can just the difference of the freaks of nature to just basic human society.
That was an offensive lineman from Miami or something like that.
It was a lineman, but
an OT versus an IT. He looked like an IT guy. But yeah, dude, Miami had it coming. Y'all played way too close, and like really,
who's El Barfo again?
El Barfo is hilarious. He's in here. I think he's a Tennessee guy. He's a Tennessee guy. You know, you got to stick around. You know, rumors are this might be one of the best games of the week. One of them, maybe.
Well, last time that y'all were playing Georgia in Athens.
Wasn't a good time.
And y'all were like the shit. Y'all beat Bama and everything. Going to Athens, y'all fell flat on y'all's face. So,
yeah. But we'll see. It's a new day. It's a new day.
It's a new day.
But okay, for just put a little bow on Miami real quick. Playoff contender or no?
Yeah, like they're still gonna be, because the ACC is only one loss in the ACC. Other than SMU, they're still gonna go to the conference championship. So unfortunately, all they have to do is just win that game. Like really, it's not about making playoffs. If you are teams that are not if you lose a game or two, it's not about making playoffs. It's about making your conference championship, because then you get a plan for playoffs. That's the difference maker right now for a lot of teams, especially the SEC. The SEC is where it's really crazy. Is you need to make the conference championship to secure a spot, or at least get the opportunity to secure a spot. But for teams like the Big 12, we can get Colorado in if they win the Big 12 championship, which right now they're sitting in that position. They just got to keep sitting and doing what they're doing, which they should. They should win out. So right now, we hope to see it. But yeah, that's what matters most if you are in a P4 conference, is get your conference championship.
For sure. One team with a conference championship, with their sights on a conference championship, they took care of business this week against Michigan.
First time they didn't cover. First time
all season. First time all season.
But the last time they beat Michigan was forever ago. I mean, it's been so long for Indiana to not beat Michigan, or to not beat Michigan, to beat Michigan.
They hopped out to a lead, and then they let Michigan score. It looks like 6-6. I don't know if Michigan kicked 2 field goals in the third and fourth quarter or not. Can't remember. But it seemed like Indiana was pretty much in control.
I mean, this is only the 16th time that they have beaten Michigan. Michigan had won 10 consecutive games. Last time that Indiana beat Michigan was 2010. And yeah, it's been a while for them. So we're seeing Cignetti do things that we never thought we'd see Indiana do, for not on the football field at least.
Look at that crowd. Indiana, full, packed, full throat.
It's funny. Right now, we are in the position, if the Big Ten, if playoffs were tomorrow, we would see the SEC fans of Alabama walk into Bloomington, Indiana, and probably a foot of snow to watch the playoffs.
That's Alabama in snow would be
hilarious.
Oh,
and that's like another part of the great things that we could probably get to see in college football is snow games. Because by the time you get to that time of year where snow is happening in most places, it's the bowl games. They're usually put in domes, and they're usually in better areas, and you don't have to worry about snow.
Okay, I stand corrected here. Indiana was was pretty
They were
close to losing
they were
it.
handling it, like, doing really well. It was this play right here.
They threw that pick. They threw that pick and had Michigan score.
He almost
there,
still brought that in, though.
and then they scored there again. Yeah, it looked like a 2-point conversion. So, I mean, close game. Michigan fought valiantly, it looks like. I can't remember what game. I guess I was watching the Bama game. I should have been watching this game. Or maybe the Bama game came after. I can't remember. I was also in Tampa, chilling, having a fun time. But regardless, in a week where wins were tough to find for top-ranked teams, they found a win. They found a way to win. That's all you gotta do.
They found a win, and that's the thing. And they are behind 2 teams in the same conference with 1 loss.
Another team that found a way to win,
and
later. They have been a moneymaker for me.
This one was a little tough to watch. It was getting kind of scary for them.
It was getting scary.
But we saw Utah going head-to-head here today. It was BYU, the Soakers.
They came back.
And then the Red Soakers of Utah.
I love the color rush scheme. I love the blue, like the home color versus home color. I love it. It's awesome. I mean,
yeah, I always hate it when like a team wears white and schools like wearing white, doing a whiteout.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had one, Western Kentucky and Eastern Kentucky, like beginning of the year. Western Kentucky was doing a whiteout game, and Eastern Kentucky said, "No, we're going to practice our right to wear white for an away game." And said, so Western Kentucky had to put on red.
What?
Yeah.
They ruined the whiteout.
They ruined the whiteout. They said, "We don't care. We have the right to wear white."
That's dumb. That's dumb. Is that like MAC rules?
No, that's like college rules. Like the away team can wear white.
I understand, but
or alternates.
They're
whatever.
doing like a white. I feel like the home team can pick whatever they want.
They legally are allowed to wear white. That's the rules.
Okay.
They're legally allowed to wear white if you're playing on the road. It's up to the day. The home team can wear whatever they want, but they cannot wear the same colors of the team visiting, which usually is white.
Yeah, you can't both wear white.
Correct.
Can't both wear white. But BYU stays undefeated, and they don't have an easy game this week. We'll talk about that more, but I had BYU covering. They did not cover. I think it was like 3.5 or something like that.
No, they certainly didn't cover because that
cover.
was not a 1-point spread. That was not a money line spread. So
no,
yeah, they didn't cover, but still an exciting game to watch late in the afternoon, especially after the garbage game of LSU Alabama.
Speaking of LSU, Alabama, and guessing who did cover, Alabama covered big time versus LSU. Jalen Milroe.
4 touchdowns.
Oh, my God. He went off and quieted Death Valley pretty early on, dude. It was not effective this week.
No, they were out of the game from the get-go, and just watching this game, I mean, I picked LSU to win because whenever you experience Death Valley in person earlier this year and they beat Ole Miss, kind of hard to pick against them in that, right? But it's still Bama. You don't bet against Bama. And, the game day, everyone picked LSU except for Nick Saban.
It looks like Alabama just out-physicaled them. Like, honestly, whenever I was watching this, I was like, Jalen Milroe. Like, the plan is this power running game with Jalen Milroe. He's a running back with a quarterback's arm.
It's a problem,
and they just pushed him around.
It's a problem when your average completions is less than your average yards per run. That's a problem.
Not if they keep doing that.
I'm talking about LSU.
Oh, okay.
Like their average, let's say this. So Garrett Nussmeier, his average completion was 5.7 yards per completion. Caden Durham, 8 yards per carry. That's a difference maker right there. That's just, we get it. It was weird. Weird game for them. Nuss throwing 2 picks. He just throws picks and picks and picks. Even Kyron Lacy, though, still having a great game. 5 catches, 79 yards and a touchdown. Mason Taylor, 4 catches for 50 yards. That's a great game by him. He's on track to break Thaddeus Moss's single season record for touchdowns and receiving yards at LSU that was set in 2019. But
they still let him throw 42 times, even though
that's what this offense is based around, man. When you have guys like Kyron Lacy, Mason Taylor, and Aaron Anderson, and then you have other weapons like Caden Durham and Xavier Thomas, like you're gonna throw that ball.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think Alabama just turned it on this week. It seems like that with the SEC teams have been ebbing and flowing all season. So you never know what you're gonna get. I mean, Georgia loses to Ole Miss. I had Georgia winning that game. So did I had Alabama beating Tennessee earlier in the season. Tennessee shocked us. I think we both picked Alabama. And then now I thought this game would be a lot closer than it was. Alabama just blows them out. Georgia blew out Texas.
Actually, I didn't make a pick on that game because I went out of town. But yeah, that's why. Yeah, you're exactly right. And we'll get into that later. Whenever we'll break it down this week, and then we're going to break down the playoff rankings and what came out on Tuesday, and just talk about what we see and where this gets a little weird going into future years and what we're seeing this year. But going into the next game,
another undefeated team went down.
Correct.
And kind of shocker. I mean, Kansas was 2-6 going. Oh, I guess Iowa State wasn't.
Iowa State lost the week prior.
Oh, okay. You're right. So Iowa State trying to do a whiteout here at their home, or is this at Kansas?
It's at Kansas.
Okay.
But they're practicing their right to wear white as the away team.
Oh, this is at Arrowhead Stadium. Yeah, whiteout versus blackout.
How's it at Arrowhead though?
So Kansas, they have a big game this week in BYU coming to town. And so for them to get a solid win against a 7-1 Iowa State team makes me think, because I've been betting BYU a lot this year, and it just gives me pause. Like, if Kansas got their shit together, I took them off my locks. I was gonna have them in my pick'em, and I took them off my locks this week. I took BYU off my locks this week because of this win. Kansas. I mean, it's a very impressive win to me. Iowa State's the
Illinois of the Big 12, though.
But they were undefeated up until the week before.
So was Illinois. They were the exact same week. They both lost.
No, Illinois dropped one to Oregon and then dropped like 2 or 3 games. They lost to Minnesota.
Yeah, they lost back-to-back games. So did Iowa State.
Have they only lost 2 games?
I think they have.
Okay.
I think they had like a bye or something last week. I'll check real quick. But yeah, no, they were undefeated, and then they got blown out when they played a real team. Yeah, so they lost to Oregon, then Minnesota.
Okay.
And then they had a bye. But yeah, so they were undefeated, then lost back-to-back games. Same with Iowa State, lost back-to-back games. Unless
they are the Illinois. They are the Illinois Big 12.
Yeah, they are.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect.
They weren't real. They were fake.
But Kansas, good on you. I mean, and it wasn't exactly close the whole game. They just looked like the better team that game too. So Iowa State goes down. I thought they were undefeated. That's why I brought that one up anyway. But I guess
I was lost when you said another undefeated team.
I thought they were
undefeated.
undefeated.
Who you're talking about right now?
Another team I think lost back-to-back. Pittsburgh. They were undefeated up until the prior week, and Virginia goes in there and whoops them. I made some money back on this game because I bet Virginia. I was like, oh, they're about to win.
You're seeing these teams that were fake. They're starting to show their true colors because Pitt. They were the undefeated team in the ACC. So we saw Illinois, Iowa State, and Pitt all were undefeated, and they all lost pretty much in the same week, and then they lost back-to-back as well.
I mean, that was a close game, though. So 24-19, Pitt takes a second ACC loss after being undefeated in the conference. So big loss, big shape-up game for the ACC. The last game, unless you had one from last week you want to cover, Missouri comes back and beats Oklahoma. This was scary for Missouri.
About this game, you got to play this,
dude. That was okay. This fumble, I lost my shit.
You got to go back before this, though. You got to go back before this because they were down 23-16 with 4 minutes to play, and then I feel like you got to go for the top on this game, man. Like this.
Well, too bad. This is what ESPN got.
Well, no, I'm gonna find it because Twitter does better.
Yeah, Twitter does do better.
Yeah, so this game, what we saw...
The last, 3 or 4 possessions were insane. Yeah, it was absolutely insane.
All right, I got it right here because Barstool ultimately just does better.
Yeah, bring it up.
And every right.
That Oklahoma guy, dude, that is the worst. They put a Missouri cap on him. That's hilarious.
I don't know if this is going to be the full thing, but...
Formación pistola, acarreo, no consigue.
Balón
libre, fumble, lo recupera, scoop and score. Billy
Bowman,
Billy.
Oh yeah, the scoop and score.
Touchdown,
16-19 with 4 minutes to play.
No hay nada más. Esto es Sooner Magic en Missouri. Sí, señor.
Are you football is life?
Wow.
Are you football?
The Spanish is elite, though.
The sequence is insane. I wish I could hear. I need to buy some new headphones.
It's Spanish, and it's elite. Yeah, so, I mean, this game...
Is it Spanish, and then does he go, Scoop score?
He said, football is life.
Scoop score.
Yeah, and then we went to.
And then Missouri scores a touchdown. They drove down the field. Great drive.
They score with about over a minute left.
Touchdown for Burton. No, into the end zone.
So after that, then you saw the play that you were playing, which is right here.
Missouri drops in.
We could play that.
Arnold.
Play that again.
Ball's loose. It is scooped up by the Tigers.
Who's scooping score, kid?
Touchdown.
Scoop and score.
It went touchdown, scoop and score, then touchdown,
scoop
to
and
tie,
score.
the scoop and score, and all in less than 4 minutes of ball. I mean, golly, that's why you got to be romantic about this game. NFL's never going to deliver that to you on a Sunday.
This fumble is almost Jameis Winston, Oregon Rose Bowl-esque to me. It just kind of slipped out so perfectly.
No, it was bad.
He hit him while he was taking it back. Bloop. I would be losing my shit if I was there, dude. With 30 seconds left, oh, man, you're in the crowd. You're going absolutely crazy. What a game. What a way to end the game.
Yeah, that was a great moment for them because I know, like, one, just getting a win like that, it's kind of funny because it's a moment. That's one of those moments, like, people still talk about the Miami Duke.
The lateral.
The lateral. Yeah.
The multiple.
That was Miami did it or Duke did it?
Miami did it. Miami did that at Duke. Yeah, and that sucks for Duke because it's like you never really get the win that you want. All right. Do you have the playoff? I know you like a certain playoff bracket.
Yeah, let me pull those up for you real quick.
Pull up the playoff bracket. We'll go over the playoff bracket before we get into week 12 here.
Playoff bracket. Let's see. Actually, I have ESPN college football on Instagram does way better.
Yeah, pull that up. And you have some complaints.
Yeah, I have a lot of complaints about this. This is just overall, it's foul. Like what they've done here, it's foul. I don't like it. It's ugly. So first, I'm going to show off just the straight rankings first.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So these are your rankings. You go Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Indiana. So we're going to make this real clear. 4 out of the top 5 teams are in the Big Ten. 1 SEC. When it comes to it, Texas, 1 loss. We get it.
Yeah.
BYU, undefeated. We get it. They're in the Big 12. That's why they're 6. Small school. Tennessee, 1 loss. Has a better win than Texas. A ranked win. Then Notre Dame, 1 loss. That's a pretty crappy 1 loss. We all know it. NIU, you ain't getting away with that. Miami, losing to Georgia Tech. That's a pretty bad loss, but we understand why it happens. Georgia Tech's coach, he's undefeated against ACC teams when they're ranked. He's just not the right guy to walk into that week. We saw what happened in Ireland with FSU. They were fake anyways. Moving on. Alabama, they dog-walked LSU or cat-walked, however you want to look at it. Ole Miss gets the big win over Georgia, so you're going to put them over them. So Georgia's at the 12th spot in the actual rankings. Boise State's put at 13. Then SMU at 14, A&M at 15, Kansas State and Colorado.
I feel like Boise State's got to be in. Huh? You know, like at the end of the season, Boise State it's just destined.
And so then you look at the bracket. So Boise State is technically in because you give a bid to the first overall or to the highest ranked overall conference that's not in P4. So non-P4 conference, which would be Boise State. So
Ohio State, Boise State. Wow.
Yes, which would be fun. And so it's funny because a local ESPN radio station posted on their Facebook, won't say who because I'm going to just zip my mouth on that one, but they said that they posted the top 25 and they didn't even pay attention to how the bracket works. They said that Georgia still remains in the playoffs and Boise State gets bumped out. And I was like, no, you're wrong. It's actually the other way around. But because this is what would be the 12-team playoff if last week was the last week of the year.
Yeah.
Boise State gets in. They're going to be the 12th seed. Of course, Ohio, they might actually work their way up if they just win out the rest of the year and Oregon also wins out because their 1 loss would be the number 1 team in the country. So you look great. Then Ohio State, their 1 loss is Oregon, so they sit there still at the 5 spot. Notre Dame at 9, Tennessee. This would be fun, by the way. Notre Dame at Neyland.
That would be so cool.
That'd be a great game. Then you have Ole Miss at 11, Penn State at 6. That would be a great game.
Penn State Ole Miss would be a great uniform game.
And then you have Alabama at Indiana.
In the snow.
In the snow. Funny. I love it. Because by the time this game would happen, if Indiana hosts us, it's going to be in the snow.
Dude, BYU sneaking in there after being not undefeated, unranked all season. That's insane. That would be the sleeper. If you had BYU to make the playoffs at the beginning, if you bet on that.
What's the thing? The Big 12 was wide open for the taking. No, it still is. Because whoever wins the conference championship, that's who gets in.
Yeah.
So really, we could see Colorado in that 4 spot because the top 4 highest ranked conference teams get in.
They could sneak in.
And it's funny enough, if Boise State keeps winning, we see Colorado steal the Big 12. Boise State would actually be the higher ranked conference, so they would be in the top 4 and get the bye.
Wow.
Because if Colorado wins, they'll be a lesser ranking than Boise State. And so you still get the higher ranking team the bye. Because that's how it works. The top 4 highest ranked conference teams or conference champion teams, they get in.
How is the Big 12 not higher than the
Colorado? So Colorado, look back here. Colorado, they are currently ranked 17.
Yeah.
Boise State's ranked 13.
So they would still give it
higher ranked the higher ranked in the actual
Okay, so
rankings.
it's not
the conference. Of course, the conference is better.
Yeah.
But because their best team in that conference is ranked higher, they get a higher seed. So, and I saw this breakdown. There is still actually a way that you can have no SEC teams in the playoffs, and it's pretty wild. But a lot would have to happen. It would be basically Boise State would have to jump whoever is in the SEC, which is not going to happen.
No.
A lot would have to happen. Texas would have to lose to A&M. Everyone would have to stay a 2-loss team. The conference champion would have to be a 3-loss team. Then Boise State would get over.
I think even if in the SEC we go super chaos mode and everyone starts losing to everybody.
I don't see that happening. They're just going to pull.
I'm just saying if it does, even if it still does happen, the playoff committee is going to piss people off and put at least 2 or 3 SEC teams in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
They're going to do what they did last year.
Yeah,
they're gonna put SEC over the weaker conference.
Yeah,
like they did with FSU.
Yeah, because FSU is in a weaker conference. That's right. All right,
but yeah. So you look at here's the problem. You have Texas. They are ranked 3. We look at the rest of the SEC that's ranked. You got Tennessee.
They still haven't played Texas A&M.
No, they haven't.
That's the last game of the season.
Talking Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got Tennessee. They're a 1-loss just like Texas. You got Alabama. They're a 2-loss. Ole Miss. They're a 2-loss. Georgia. They're a 2-loss. A&M. They're a 2-loss. Then you have South Carolina, LSU, and Missouri all at the bottom right there. Mm-hmm. What do all those teams listed under Texas have that Texas doesn't have?
A ranked
win.
Yeah.
So that's a problem because their best win is Michigan.
And South Carolina's looking fucking good right
They're fun.
now.
They're fun.
They're playing good
South
ball.
Carolina is really 2 plays away from being a 1-loss team because they got blown out by Ole Miss. That's not a game. That you have that loss.
Mm-hmm.
Take on the chin. But they're 1 play from Bama. And they're 1 play of a roughing the passer against LSU to being a 1-loss team and actually probably being in the top 5. Because they would have a ranked win over A&M. They would have a ranked win over Alabama and LSU too. So they would be in that 3 spot, probably 2 spot if we think about it, because they're going to have better wins than Ohio State. But this is a problem because you're saying Texas, they have played 1 serious game all year, and that was Georgia. They lost it. They got dog-walked.
Mm-hmm.
And you put them at 3? Tennessee, who's their best win? Bama. They are right now in the playoffs. They are, if playoffs were to start this week, Bama's in there, and Tennessee beat them. Who's their loss? Arkansas. We get it. But you have a better win. So really what you're saying is make the easiest schedule possible. As long as you have 1 loss and the other teams have more losses because they played a harder schedule, they get in.
I don't think I'm sleeping on Texas yet.
But the thing is, you see what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I completely see what you're saying.
You're doing this wrong as the playoff committee, because the whole point of making these schedules, I mean, Georgia, they played Clemson to open up the year. They're ranked 20th right now. They lost to Ole Miss. They're ranked in the playoffs right now. They've played Texas. They've played everybody. And you're saying, well, you have 2 losses, so we're going to put you at 12, which technically puts you out of the playoffs.
It's rough, but that's how it's shaken out so far.
But you're doing it wrong. I get it. We still have time left, and there's still a lot of time.
How would you do it? How would you do it differently? Like, would you put Texas just lower?
Yeah, Tennessee should be above them.
But does Texas go below Penn State? Because I think Penn State sucks. I think they go lower. They got to go lower.
Who has a better win?
Who has a better win, Texas versus
Tennessee
versus Penn State?
In the top 7 right now? Mm-hmm. Okay. In the top 2 through 7, Tennessee has the best win.
Yeah. I mean, Texas and Penn State really hasn't played anybody.
No.
I would say
they played Ohio State and they lost.
Yeah, I would say Texas, maybe.
Indiana hasn't played anybody.
Maybe we'll get ahead. Penn State doesn't play Michigan this year, so we won't see that.
No, but Oregon, they beat Ohio State. So they've earned their spot.
Yeah, Oregon gets the top spot.
And also, I have beef with the Big Ten. How do you have Oregon? Okay, so Ohio State plays Penn State and Indiana and Oregon. But how do Oregon, Penn State, and Indiana not play each other at all?
Right. Yeah.
How is that a thing?
See, it seems to me, kind of what you're saying, the SEC has built all these tough schedules, and the Big Ten has not.
Yes, except for Ohio State, because they are playing. There's 4 teams ranked in the top 5 that are in the Big Ten. Ohio State's one of them. They're playing the other 3 on their schedule. So they're playing everybody that's good in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Oregon, they're playing 1, they beat them. Penn State, they played Ohio State, they lost. And then Indiana, we still, TBD, to be determined.
Yeah.
Also, I have that same beef with the ACC. How in the world is SMU, Miami, and then who am I missing?
Well, Pitt was undefeated as of 2 weeks ago.
Pitt?
That was insane.
How is SMU, Miami, and Clemson, none of them are playing each other?
Yes.
How are none of them playing each other?
Ridiculous.
That can't be a thing. You have your 3 teams in the top 25. None of them are playing each other all year long. Where does that make sense? It doesn't. Like that. This is a problem. One, the playoff committee, you are basically saying make your schedule as easy as possible. And you're saying to the ACC, they're doing it right, apparently. Don't play the other top dogs in your conference till conference championship week. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, man.
El Barfo making gun noises in Neyland Stadium. But anyway, speaking of Ohio State in the Big Ten, this brings us to Week 12. We're here, Week 12, College Football Extravaganza.
We're going to Chicago.
Yeah, we are going to Wrigley Field in Chicago. Northwestern, that vintage Northwestern logo looks like what Northwestern's going to look like against Ohio State. It's a mangy cat.
That's not a cat.
A wild cat.
That's Tom from Tom and Jerry before the graphics dyed purple.
This cat is on meth for sure.
That's what Tom and Jerry was before they actually drew him up right.
How's the music? El Barfo or chat? Hop in the chat.
I'm liking the music.
Is the music
level?
Is it loud?
No, it's fine. Great level.
All right, good. But I like to have a little bit of background music anyway. So Ohio State, I think they're minus 20, minus 28. It was minus 29 on my pick'em. I am going to use my first lock. I'm locking Ohio State in. I just see them running all over Northwestern, having a fun time in Wrigley Field and hitting the bars afterwards. What about you?
I mean, Ohio State's they're gonna have fun. They're gonna play ball and they're gonna do great. This game is no questions asked. It's gonna be a good one.
Are you gonna lock it though?
No,
not locking it. That's fun.
I'm not. I just don't like locking Ohio State this year. It's not fun.
I mean, I'm having a lot of fun, dude.
I locked in Penn State, and I'll probably lock in the Indiana game, and I locked in the Oregon game. I lock in the games that are a decent spread, but I mean, you saw the Nebraska game. Like, you really don't know who's coming out sometimes of Ohio State. Sometimes they're going to be slow, and they'll win the game, or sometimes they will blow you out the water.
See, that worried me, and so I think it's like a coin flip.
Yeah,
that did worry me, but Northwestern sucks so bad this year. They are a defensive football team, but not good enough against the Buckeyes this year, against the highest paid, most talented NIL roster ever assembled
I mean, because 28.5 is also a weird spread because let's say you're up 28 going into the fourth quarter, you're pulling your starters, you're running the ball, running the clock out, keeping everybody safe for next week. So 28 gets weird for me.
I agree, but I envisioned it while I was sitting here. I said, what locks am I going to spend? And right out the gate, I'm going to spend that one. Now this game, sneaky game for me here. 11 a.m. Texas at Arkansas.
This used to be the national championship game back in the 50s. This was the main game in college football. Back when Arkansas was a true blue blood and Texas didn't have to say they were back. They were just there. They had never left yet. But this was the game of the year every year. The president went to this game. Everything, all the nook and crannies that you can find back then in college football. That's what this game was. Hasn't been that great recently, but we get it back. This game has a lot of history, and it's in Fayetteville, so it's going to be fun. But I think Texas should roll them, but it would be fun if Arkansas, they just did it again.
You remember when a top-ranked team came into Fayetteville last time? El Barfo, I think you remember.
Barfo definitely remembers.
I think you remember, buddy. I think you remember Tennessee walked in there, thought they were big dogs. But that dog didn't hunt that day.
This just came through per The Athletic.
Do we have breaking news?
We have breaking news. DJ Lagaway, the Florida quarterback, is expected to start against LSU on Saturday's big matchup.
Oh, no.
Oh, folks.
I think it's going to be a good game, but
it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Makes me nervous.
That's a big one.
But I don't want him to get hurt because if he gets hurt, then
Rob, shut up and let that man play ball.
Let
that man get us a big win.
Let him
pull an Anthony Richardson and give us hope.
No, I just want to beat FSU. That is it.
We'll beat them.
That is it.
We will beat them with or without Lagaway.
No.
Can't.
Do you see the guy from Yale? You see the guy from Yale. He can't throw the ball.
He'll be fine.
He's real smart.
Have you seen FSU?
He's real. Yeah, I've seen him, but I mean, I'm just saying. I want to beat the shit out of FSU this year. That is it. That is the only goal, Napier. If you fuck that up, if you fuck up his hamstring also, fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
But so this changes everything now because we're getting Lagaway versus LSU. They're hurting. And you know what? You could say this. So we didn't talk about this at all. But LSU put a Tiger back.
Do you want to go ahead and talk about first of all? Let's
get into Texas.
We can
say this game.
Texas, Arkansas.
Texas, they're going to win. But I think Arkansas can make this fun. So I'm not going to say they're going to cover. But go into that game.
I'm locking Texas in.
Go ahead. Get your last out. Getting into LSU last week, they had a live tiger back on the field for the first time. Did you see it?
No, I did not see this.
Did you not know that?
They brought. Did they have him walking? They had him in the cage, right?
It wasn't Mike. Yeah, of course they.
Cage.
Do you think they're gonna walk? What? We're like.
Have you been to a circus?
The bar. This guy passed the bar. I want to make that real clear.
Okay, this guy's never been to a circus. You never been to a circus? They don't have him in the cage at a circus. They are trained tigers.
You think a tiger can be in a stadium uncaged of 100,000 people?
Have you never seen the Ringling Brothers or like Cirque du Soleil? They have tigers walking around stadiums of people.
They were drugged up back in the day.
You ever heard about the Roman gladiators with the lions and the tigers and the bears?
Okay, so here's the problem though. We're getting way off track. So I'm going to share this. It wasn't even Mike the Tiger. It was a tiger that was leased to them named Omar.
You can't name a tiger Omar.
His name's Omar. And he's walking around this cage. And so it was funny because they're like, no, we can't use Mike the Tiger.
Wait, okay.
They can't use Mike the Tiger. You know who Mike the Tiger is, right?
Yes.
Can't use Mike the Tiger because it's too rough on Mike. Can't put him through that. That's why Mike, I think it was Mike 6, the last tiger. That's why he died, because he couldn't handle being in the stadium with 100,000 people. So we're not going to put Mike the Tiger in, but we're going to get this tiger from down the road named Omar, and we're going to put him in there. But that's okay.
And he was perfectly fine.
I don't know, but still,
well, it wasn't that loud after
yes,
like
this is
the
before
first
the
quarter.
game. But the thing is, it's like they were like, no, we're not going to do it to our personal tiger, but we'll do it to another tiger.
Yeah.
Because that's okay.
Because it's ethical.
Yeah, because that makes sense, right? That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, Lagaway's playing this week.
Omar. I just can't get over it.
You know what's crazy? I found out my grandmother has a fish named Wallace.
That's a crazy name for a fish.
That's a bold name for a fish.
Crazy name for a fish.
I don't even know how you get to that name for a fish. Anyways, moving on. We're in the swamp.
Did Ilhan Omar marry her brother? Okay. Thanks, Ronan. Thanks, Ronan. This is the college football podcast. They're trying to mix politics in. We won't let them. We won't let them.
No. Get it out of here. I don't want it.
Ilhan Omar, not a tiger.
I don't even know who that is.
Not a tiger.
I don't even know who that is.
Certifiably not a tiger.
I don't even know who that is.
You can't put that many clothes on a tiger. If you put that many clothes on a tiger, it gets real angry. But speaking of tigers, LSU coming to the swamp, 2:30 in the swamp. It's going to be great weather, hopefully.
I mean, I think the weather's going to be great this week.
Oh, man. The swamp's going to be rocking, dude. If Lagway's playing, we still have a bunch of people out. I'm not really concerned if Montreal Johnson is out. Still got a stable running backs. I like the dude from Pensacola. I forget his name right now, but he's like third string. He's stepped up. He's a physical runner. No, not Ba. I like Jaden Ba too. Ba's good.
Oh, it's a Catholic kid. I forget his name. I called one of his games one time, but because it was Catholic, I didn't call a lot of their games. But Billy Napier did say Lagway is playing.
Jacoby Jackson. Is a monster. He's 5'11", 209 pounds. He's a transfer junior, so he's just as good as any other of these guys. I think you got to lean on the run.
Elijah Badger will also be.
Badger's in. Do we know if fucking why am I blanking on his name right now? Our best wide receiver. You're not
talking Montreal, are you?
No,
you're talking?
No, I'm talking Eugene Wilson.
Oh.
Because he's been out several games. I
haven't heard anything about him. I think he's still out.
Was he on the list? Was he on that list?
Yeah, he's on the out list. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. So he's still out. You got Shamir DK. Hopefully he's playing. So you got some weapons. You need Andy Jean to play. If most of the wide receivers can play besides Eugene Wilson, I think we'll be fine.
Well, it comes down to Montreal. I think that's a big one. Yeah, Eugene Wilson's out. Jason Marshall Jr., Jakeem Jackson, they're both out, so that hurts our DBs. Turner's out. That hurts our DBs again.
The DBs are a problem. Like that is a problem.
Devin Moore's out.
That's a big problem, too.
That is actually probably why I'm not going to pick Florida to win this game.
Yeah.
Because knowing who is coming in those games for LSU, Aaron Anderson, Kyron Lacey, two guys who will be two top 2 round draft picks, and then Garrett Nussmeier, and then Mason Taylor, who will be a 1st or 2nd round pick as a tight end.
Yeah.
That's a pretty lethal 4 right there.
For all the DBs being out, dude, too. It's not a good look.
I think they're toast.
Oh man, it's not a good look.
But yeah.
You want me to put the helmet on? I don't know, dude. Justin's head might be too big for that helmet.
Do you see how small this thing is?
That's really small.
I think I could have put that on as a baby.
They want a super chat, get us political. We're not getting political. You guys, we're gonna have a Twitter space tomorrow with a Swampcast. You're gonna have 2 political episodes from the Swampcast this week. We can't go political.
And I am not that guy. I am not that guy.
Stick to the game here. So LSU's favorite, I think it was -4.5 here. I think LSU gets the win, just because of all the injuries. I really would like to see Lagway sit one more game. Like, I don't care. Unless you think this is the game that we would win out of the Ole Miss game.
If they had beaten Bama, yes.
Yeah.
But because they lost, no.
So, yeah. I just don't. The talent that LSU has, like you've highlighted on the perimeter, plus our talent being out, defensive backs, it's just they could throw the ball all over us.
We're basically playing LSU like we're playing with their defense from last year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So it's just not going to be pretty. So I'm honestly going to take LSU here as well, but not going to use that as a cover.
Oh.
keep going, though.
We'll keep going. I think the next game we have to cover, and this might be obligatory here, Colorado and Utah. Colorado's sneaking into the playoffs if they can win out the season and win their championship game. Man.
They can make playoffs.
They can make the playoffs. Utah almost beat BYU last week. Very tough loss there at the end. Colorado's minus 11. I think that's too many points. I think it's going to be a close game. 11 a.m. at Boulder.
Yeah, 11 a.m. at Boulder. They are second in the Big 12. This is a big game for them because you got to hold on. And the thing is, they're not just tied for second. They stand alone. So they went out, they're in. That's the thing. Colorado, if they went out, they are in the conference championship. And not enough people are talking about it. I'll say this every single week. Not enough people are talking about this. Second-year coach Dion can get them to the playoffs. I mean, people prayed on that.
They're talking so much shit.
They prayed on their downfall last year.
They're talking so much shit.
We saw them on every media outlet possible last year after every loss because they were elevated so high because that's what they are primetime. They are the light. They are in the spotlight every single week, week in, week out, on social media, on TV, in the pressers. They are talked about. But they preyed on their downfall. They always talked about them when they were failing. And now that they're winning, no one wants to talk about it. They are a win versus Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. None of those teams have winning records, folks. None of those teams have winning records. So if they can't get this done, it's on them. It is in their hands to make the conference championship. And really, I mean, they should have no losses in conference play. Because really, the Kansas State game, one Shador throw in the red zone, that was a pick. If that doesn't happen, they're probably undefeated, tied up with BYU.
I do like the under in this game, though. It's at 45.5 right now on ESPN.
I like the under. I like the under.
I like the under in
Let's
this
lock
game,
it
too.
in.
You want to lock in the under?
I'll lock in the under.
Oh, that's cool. We haven't locked in unders in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while since we locked in an under.
Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. I'm not going to log in, but I like that. I support the under in this game. Next game, also 11 a.m.
I think that's also big noon, too. I think that's big noon kickoff.
What?
Colorado, Utah. You'll have Gus Johnson.
Well, that'd be big. That'd be Big 12. That'd be Big 12.
It says it's on Fox.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it says it's on Fox. What do you want?
Okay, I thought it had to be a Big 10. For some reason, I thought it had to be a Big 10 game to be big noon kickoff.
Am I crazy? But it says it's on Fox.
No, I don't think you are. That makes sense.
It says Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is big noon kickoff. For some reason, I thought big noon kickoff had to be a Big 10 game, not just a Fox game. That makes sense, though.
It is weird, though, because big noon will only go to games that they call, whereas ESPN Game Day will go to any.
Yeah.
But, but going back to Ohio State, they're playing their 6th straight noon game.
It is Northwestern.
I get it. But the thing is, you haven't put Ohio State in the evening. And so people are like, when it comes to playoffs, they're like, are they really a tough place to play? Yeah, I mean, the stadium's pretty cool. Like, the whole stadium has red lights. Like, it goes crazy. But people, they're like, well, we never see them because
Can't
they
use
never.
the lights.
Yeah, we don't play at night. So.
I would hate that if you just installed brand new LEDs and you only get noon kickoffs. That would suck. They need to change the primetime Big 10 game to a night game.
But they don't want to compete with Game Day. That's why.
Screw them. All right. Anyway, I think under in this game, and then moving on, Clemson can close things out. Still pretty good and get a trip to the ACC championship. They got to beat Pittsburgh this week. Noon. They're favored 11.5.
After the Louisville game, not even cover 10 points there. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm staying away from it too. I just want to see if there's any biters out there. I don't think so. I do think they get the win, though. 52 points. I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm chilling on that, too. I think Clemson gets the win here. And, we might see Clemson SMU ACC championship. Pretty insane.
It'll be Miami SMU.
You think it'll be Miami?
It'll be Miami SMU.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Another game. Interesting game here at 11 a.m.
Way to go with the color scheme right there on the background.
Tulane Yeah, I like the.
How did you find a matching background for Tulane's?
Oh no,
logo?
it's just remove the background. It's supposed to be white. That's supposed to be white. I just did it wrong. I was like, it didn't mess it up enough for me not to remove the background on it. But Tulane -7 here against Navy. I went and saw Navy in person. Went to the USF Navy game this past week.
How was that?
It was fun. I mean, I bought tickets that were like $23, and we were like in the sun. And so it was an empty stadium. You know, I love.
Probably could have just moved.
Yeah, we did. We moved.
I was gonna say
we moved to like the
no one's
50-yard
stopping you.
line. Yeah, I know.
It always baffles me when people they sit in their designated seat at a game that has a half-empty stadium. Like whenever we go home for Marshall games, we just all the way down.
It was hot in Tampa.
I believe it, man.
So we
That
moved.
stadium's not fun to play. Go watch football on Sundays.
And I'm a ginger, so I'm not getting I'm not gonna get sunburned if I don't have to. I saw some 50-yard lines. So many seats available right in the best, like the $200 seats. So we just moved, enjoyed it. We left about the third quarter because USF could not score. Navy ran the triple option. I was screaming, they're gonna run the triple option. They are going to run the triple
They're
option.
running the inside veer to the right. How did you not get this? It's also the most hardest play to stop in NCAA 25.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's hell.
I run the triple option a lot. I run it from the spread, though. They run it traditional wing back.
We got to find a way.
Wing T.
To where we can set up playing in here.
We can do that. Yeah, we can do it. I just got to figure out how to set up the actual, like, gaming system. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could be playing while we're talking about it.
You can play on there.
Yeah.
We have the cameras on us. I play on there. Well, I don't know how that would stream to the stream.
We'll figure it out because they didn't want to put it on PC, bitches. If they would have just put the game on
That'd
PC,
be
it would
whack,
have been a lot.
though. Playing football on a PC.
Oh, dude, I know that's the best.
WASD, like.
No, it's the best. No, because you can still plug. I still play a controller. Yeah, no, you don't play with a keyboard on NCAA.
Yes, man, but yeah. All right.
Okay, so
you could just plug in the Xbox HDMI to the.
That's what I was thinking too. But it's something because we have to stream it somehow. So I want to.
Well, yeah. So you could just.
Well, this is after talk. So Tulane Navy. Do you think that Tulane wins? Do you think that
Tulane's hot right now? I love them. They're
I
fun.
like them too.
I mean,
but Navy has a good defense.
But I want Navy to win for Army Navy week. I would like that game to sit that's what I've been holding on to all year is Army Navy.
I hope Tulane wins. I hope they cover. I can't lock it in because I have other locks.
You came out hot with two of them.
I came out hot with two. I might run back to it though. If I don't spend another one, I might run back to it. Tug on my lowers. Tonguing on my lowers. Let's see. I think this is your time to shine.
Cool. So, per my hat, it's a big week. It's a big day, actually. Today is November 14th, 2024, of course. But 54 years ago, there was a pretty tragic time at 6:36 Eastern Time as Marshall. They were coming back after a loss against Eastern Carolina. And their plane crashed short about 1,000 feet of the runway, killing the entire football team, boosters, head coaches, and staff. This one hits close to home. So 4 years ago today, I was in Huntington for the 50th anniversary. That was during COVID. I will always resent ESPN for not hosting game day there because they were at the Masters that day. Instead of freaking the playing game, the 50th anniversary of the playing game, they said, no, we're going to go. We have the opportunity to go be at the Masters right now. Sons of bitches. If you see this down the road, I'm applying for a job at ESPN.
And it's not like they don't play sad shit. Did you see
Well, I'm about to play what they played that day in Augusta.
But did you see what they did this past game day weekend?
Yeah.
With the Henrietta girl?
Yeah.
I was crying.
Yeah, it's
I was
sad.
crying.
But I'll play this. But it irked me that they were at the Masters instead of the 50th anniversary for the playing game. Like, who does that? Come on, be better. Be better. Have some compassion for the sport, knowing that is the worst sports tragedy in history. 75 people died, and they got a whole football program back together on the field a year later. Thank you to Jack Lingle, who was portrayed by Matthew McConaughey and we are Marshall. But I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Looks like Saquon Barkley just scored from a fantasy football team. That's great. That's awesome.
Saquon's been fun this year. But anyways,
Saquon.
I'm going to share my screen. We're going to play this video. This was on game day 4 years ago. The edits haven't been like too great this year, so I'm just kind of like been like, all right, I'll just play this instead. So yeah, we're going to play this. This was on ESPN 4 years ago for the 50th anniversary. Can you kill that music for me?
Yeah.
Reese, November 14th is indeed a sacred day at Marshall University. It is a day when the Thundering Herd wear all black uniforms and special decals on their helmets. It is a day of reflection, and it is also a day where a community and a university reaffirm a vow they made 50 years ago.
This is the sad story we were talking about, though.
Dude, Henrietta hit me. That one sucked. Shakespeare's.
On the night of November 14, 1970, Southern Airways Flight 932 left Kinston, North Carolina, bound for Tri-State Airport in Huntington, West Virginia. On board were 36 Marshall University football players, 9 coaches, 25 boosters, and 5 crew members. The flight was supposed to last no longer than 52 minutes. But 50 years later, there are those still tending to the bruise marks on their hearts. They never seem to fully heal, nor should they.
Good evening. A charter jet carrying the Marshall University football team home to West Virginia crashed as it tried to land at
a DC-9 Southern Airways plane carrying Marshall University's football team, routers, and crew crashed and burned. That, according to state police and the FAA.
They say there were no survivors, but that's not true. Their birthdays, their wedding anniversaries, their faces and names survive. That's because Marshall University won't let time bury them. A campus, a city, an entire state keeps careful and tender watch of the calendar. Out of tragedy comes tradition. The memorial fountain is turned off on this day. Its waters quiet until their return in the spring, when all things flow. And as always, the Marshall football team will do its part. At Marshall, the football past and present are forever connected. The undefeated Thundering Herd play hard every game. But today they play with greater purpose, to honor those 75. They play never to forget. Take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine. Tonight, especially tonight, those 75 little stars make the face of heaven shine that much brighter.
Get out of here, bald man.
Yeah, so that was a little sad video. And there's been some that have been like cool, but I didn't want to go. I just wanted to have something that played like the story of what happened 54 years ago today. Because 4 years ago, Marshall was undefeated and actually ranked 16th in the country. Like we were basically like what Boise State was this year, 4 years ago, which happens a lot. But because of a couple games this year, Marshall's not doing that. But they are sitting pretty to win the conference championship this year. And to my knowledge, they haven't lost the playing game in like 14 years.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a pretty
good stat.
I might have missed a few, but at least maybe I might have missed one. But I know that they win this game pretty much every year.
Coastal Carolina's a good team to play the game against too.
Yeah, we played against Middle Tennessee 4 years ago. They blew them out 49-14 or something like that. But yeah, Marshall, they're rolling on all cylinders right now. If paying attention to it, Marshall actually has statistically the best defensive end in the country, statistically speaking. Talking about Michael Green, that guy right there. He's right now he's a semifinalist for the Bednarik Award, which is the award to the best defensive player in college football. And he's been great. I'll pull up this stat right here, or this graphic that Marshall shared earlier. He's been electric all year. Right now, leading the nation, 30 13 sacks, that's number one. 107 in sack yards, that's number one. 17 and a half tackles for loss, that's number one. He has had a tackle for loss in all the games this year. 60 tackles, that is number one among D linemen in college football as well.
That's a pretty crazy stat when he got some guy wreaking havoc in the backfield like that. It's hard to get a ball off.
He had 3 sacks versus Southern Miss last year. He's only had, and he's has also 2 forced fumbles as well, which is second among defensive linemen. He's been an absolute stud. He's a speed rusher. He does so well, and right now setting pretty to win a lot of accolades this year and put Marshall in the spotlight.
You know, some teams get the death penalty from the NCAA. And then some teams get an actual death penalty.
All right, that's not.
My bad.
I knew you can just never control yourself, can you? You can just never control yourself.
It's a comedy football podcast.
I don't
We're
know
not
about
trying to be
this.
sad.
Anyways, look at these sick ass helmets. We got.
Is this what they're wearing?
Yeah, that's what they're wearing. They got the fountain on the front emblem. That's sick as hell. That they have the old retro logo, which if you see my hat, I'm wearing it today. So what they've done for years is they put all the names of the players and everyone who died that day on the white stripe inside the helmet, and then they put the date on the back. The helmets have always been sick. Like my dad has like 3 helmets from this game.
They're definitely going to be playing some sad stuff on College Game Day for this.
I mean, they might.
I
know for the 50 if they did, but sometimes they don't mention it. It's if Marshall's relevant or not. But, yeah, they've played great so far this year. They had the first freshman, Alan Meadows, who was the first full scholarship freshman following the plane crash. They had Bob Pruitt, who he is like – there's like a prominent coaches in Marshall's history. Jim Donovan, Bob Pruitt, Jack Lingle, and Doc Holliday, probably in that order. Because Jim Donovan won a national championship, Bob Pruitt won a national championship. You could say Jack Lingle's number one because he is the guy who built the program back from the ashes. But he spoke to the team today. He was the guy who recruited Chad Pennington, Randy Moss, and Byron Leftwich, like all the prominent guys. He did so much for Marshall. Also, Vinny Curry.
You know, I could have made another joke right there, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you could have. You just can't. Yeah, you just go. Yeah. But Vinny Curry, he's like one of the best to ever play at Marshall. He announced his retirement today purposely because of the plane crash day. But he had won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, and he had become like he was a really good defensive tackle there in the league for years. He wasn't like a Pro Bowler, but he was starting year in, year out for almost a decade. So
green to green.
Other than that, Marshall's going to ball this week. They've done well pretty much all year. I want to be taking them against Coastal Carolina. You can lock me in on that for sure.
Locking in the playing game.
Locking in the playing game.
Next game, Cal and Syracuse. This one I'm only adding in because the spread was pretty wild to me. Syracuse, it looks like it went down. So on Monday or Tuesday, it was minus 16.5 for Cal. And I took Syracuse in my pick'em for a little bit. I think I changed it just because Cal has played pretty good at home, and then I do not trust Kyle McCord to not throw 5 interceptions against Cal and ruin the bet.
Told you.
So I had him in my pick'em. I think they can keep it close enough to cover that. The plus 16.5. I'd take Syracuse with the points there. Now it's at 9.5. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it anymore. But at 16.5.
I'm not touching it.
Yeah. At 16.5, I would have. So it's changed. So I'm going to do this to myself. Hit the who cares? Who cares about this one? I don't care. I think we're going to move on.
In other news, though, I don't know if you created a graphic for it, but since we're on the ACC, did you do a SMU graphic?
Yes, I did.
You did a SMU graphic?
Yes, I did. Boston College SMU.
Oh, it's right there. Hell yeah. I'm not on the screen right now. But, yeah, so anyways, in other news, yes, Boston College, they had a stud of a quarterback this year, the start of the year, and Bill O'Brien, he benched him last week, and he said, I'm stepping away from the team. That is Castellanos. Little Tommy Castellanos got his feelings hurt. He threw up a couple picks, and Coach didn't like that. He threw a couple picks in a win versus Syracuse. They won the game. but he got benched, and now he's in the transfer portal. He was
Bro.
playing last week. He threw for 14 yards. He had 2 completions for 14 yards in the first half. They benched him, and then they won the game, and now he's in the transfer portal. And he was good. We had a lot of hope for little Tommy Castellanos.
I liked him.
I like Tommy. He beat the brakes off FSU, which we all like that.
Yes, we love that on this podcast. Yeah, I think Shmu's going to win this one in lieu of Castellanos.
I mean, do you want to see something really scary? Like really scary?
Does that have to do with SMU or Boston College right now?
Yes.
Jesus. What kind of hairdo does he have on right now?
That's little Tommy Castellanos.
He looks like one of the Key and Peele people.
Oh, he actually does. From Waycross, Georgia, he don't even weigh $2, and he's not even 5'10".
Thomas Waycross, Georgia Castellanos, Boston College University. I think it's just Boston College, actually.
You said Boston College.
Boston College University. Boston College University.
That would be exactly what they would say. The Key Peels it.
Yeah.
Skit, you know.
It would.
That's exactly what they would say.
Moving on, next game.
These colors are going crazy.
3 o'clock. I like it.
I mean, this Nebraska guy looks like something that you would see on a very old-timey barbecue place.
He looks like Trump. Yeah. That's Donald Trump. The Nebraska Donald Trumps versus the USC Trojans.
Don't get Rowan going on the politics again.
Yeah, I know. Come on, Rowan. There's your politics. Donald Trump with even the alleged white supremacy OK symbol in the old Trump Nebraska. Damn, I didn't even think about that. This is the first time I'm thinking about this. Nebraska dogs +7. Dude, I think Nebraska's gonna win this game.
I think so too.
I think you're gonna win this game. I saw USC's favorite, maybe just because they're at home, but it's -7. No, Miller Moss is gonna throw some interceptions. And is Raiola hurt? Is that why USC is favorite here? Because if Raiola's hurt, then I get it.
I mean, Raiola's like the whole thing behind this team.
Yeah, see if Raiola's hurt, because if he's not,
he's expected to play.
He's expected to play.
Matt Rule announced it 10 hours ago.
Yeah, I got Nebraska winning. USC.
Yeah, he suffered a back injury versus UCLA a couple weeks ago, but he's expected to play this week.
Okay,
but a back injury is like, that's not what you want your quarterback.
That is nasty. In the middle of the game, what depending on what kind of back injury it is, he could pull something. Have to come back out.
Or you just imagine it's like clipped the wrong way, like one guy's like behind him, and God, there's some nasty ways a quarterback can get hit and the back get screwed up. So.
One game I did not make a graphic for, but I'll probably go over here because it's pretty evenly matched game. Baylor at West Virginia. Got any thoughts on Baylor, West Virginia?
No, not even the slightest.
Do you
man.
care?
No.
Who cares? Slightest. All right, cool. Because I was thinking, I'm like, the Big 12's not including them. Like they're not in the race right now.
Not fun.
So I don't really care too much about them. I do like this matchup though. South Carolina, Missouri, at South Carolina at 3:15 p.m. Central Time, God's time. South Carolina is -14 favorites here, and I like that spread. I like South Carolina to win this game. I think they're the better team. They've been playing better, and oh man, I'm not locking it in. But I want to.
Why?
I want to because I think they could do it. They could do it.
What's the spread again?
It's -14. Actually, let me see if I put them in my pick.
-14 in favor of who?
South Carolina.
Ooh, I don't want
Missouri's not winning this game.
No, they're not. But I'm not. No, it is a top 25 matchup. That's a big
If you want to take, do you want to take Missouri in this game?
Not to win.
Not to win. Okay, I was thinking shot game.
No, they're not winning this game.
What was our shot game last week? Do you remember?
I think LSU Bama. Or was it Georgia Ole Miss?
I think you owe me a
shot.
shot.
Did we both pick Georgia last week? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely owe you a shot.
Okay.
My shot game record is absolutely
you're doing bad.
Horrendous.
You're doing bad, and I'm the drinker here, so that's fine.
It's horrendous.
I mean, I would take a shot, but I'm just not losing. I'm not losing the shot. Haven't lost the shot game in the last 3 weeks, I don't think, because I got you on the Oklahoma State game too.
Yep.
So, or the Arizona State, Oklahoma State. But okay, so you don't want to make this a shot game. That's fine. I need to lock this in.
Oh, did we even talk about it? But Ben died last week too.
Ben did die. Ben died.
Yeah, Ben died. That was sad.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Seeing Kirk.
I want to talk about dead dogs.
Choke up on.
That was bad,
dude. That it got us all.
Well, they hit us with Henrietta, and they hit us with Ben dying.
How are we talking about Henrietta?
What is ridiculous?
Ben? That was Nation's dog. That was a Nation dog right there.
I'm not. So I made jokes about Henrietta when that was happening. When it was happening, because I had to. Me and my friend were watching it.
You can't help yourself.
I'm a comedian. Is what I do. But like, I was on the verge of tears. If I didn't make a joke, I was gonna start bawling because of Henrietta. And then they talk about Ben, or they talk about Ben before they talked about Henrietta. They're just hitting you in. I didn't know if I was watching College Game Day or a damn Lifetime special. It was fucking ridiculous. College Game Day. Get it together. I don't want to be sad. I want to see Pat McAfee trying to find someone to kick field goals for $100,000.
I want to see Pat McAfee just doing whatever chant they're doing that day.
Pat McAfee was crying. Oh, there was not a dry tear in the fucking.
It's all Lee Corso consoling.
Yeah, God, come on.
Because Herb Street's like watched over Corso like for the past like 7 years now, like looking over because he's.
I'll cry when Lee Corso when Lee
God.
Corso passes and they do the whole tribute. I will cry,
bro. That's gonna be a crazy year. Corso can't die.
gonna
Corso dies. Piece of college football dies.
Yeah. I hope they wax figure him. I hope they have a wax figure and take him wherever. They keep doing like a what you make.
When they had game day in Indiana, they announced that day as National Lee Corso Day.
That was also happy tear jerking.
Happy tear jerking.
That was happy tear jerking. Okay, so here, South Carolina, I'm gonna have to spend a lock here because I'm changing my pick'em up. I think I locked in USF on my pick'em. And they're playing Charlotte. I'm not going to spend a lock on that on the podcast. So here you go. South Carolina, 14 points. I'm taking them at home. Woo. Yep. Big time. I mean, that's a big time SEC win if you're looking at it from the beginning of the season. Let's see. Where do we go next? If you want to talk about any of the games in between, let me know. But I am going to Arizona State versus Kansas State. Kansas State's ranked 16, -7.5 favorites. I think Arizona State's going to get this win.
Flying under the radar.
It is. It's a good game.
They're 7-2.
It's a good game. I think Arizona State's going to get them.
They're 7-2. That's you know what their losses came to? Cincinnati and Texas Tech. This team could be undefeated right now.
Yeah, they could be.
They could be undefeated. Like when you go out and they haven't really beat anybody. Okay, their schedule's kind of shit. Their schedule's kind of shit. But they're there. They
are there.
There's 4 teams currently at 4-2 in the Big 12. Mm-hmm. So, but Colorado's sitting at 5-1. That's all that matters right now.
Yep. Mind you, Kansas State coming off a loss against Houston. Hate Houston this year. Don't like them. And they also lost to BYU. They got shellacked by BYU.
Houston
in
week 4.
They're
in the Big 12 or Big 10?
They're Big 12. This is all Big 12. So
I haven't seen them play anybody.
Yeah. So, dude, I think not Kansas State, but Arizona State, good dog. If you want to throw a dog in your parlay, I like them. I'm not going to lock them in, but I think if it's worth a dog. You need dogs in your parlays.
I guarantee you this will be picked. So Game Day does their underdog picks. Mm-hmm. This will be picked by a mile. Like they're going to pick this. One's going to pick this.
I just want some credit because
I'll lock in that they're picking this as an underdog pick.
There you go. That's good. That's a crazy lock.
It's a crazy lock
insane.
right there.
Can't waste it. Did you lock in LSU? Because we talked about them earlier. Do you want to lock in LSU?
No.
No, just chilling on that.
But I want Florida to win the game.
I want Florida to win too.
But
obviously.
there's no reason statistically or on paper why they should win this game.
No. There's too many injuries. Lagway still.
Well,
I don't think he's 100%.
Is this game flying under your radar? Okay, I'm gonna let you go through, but I'm like scrolling through ESPN. I'm like, what in the world are some of these games?
Mhm.
Why is New Mexico State playing Texas A&M this week?
Right.
What is that?
Yeah, we're not talking about that because like I need them to schedule better. With the schedule Florida has had to play this year, and then I look over at Texas A&M playing New Mexico State. Piss on me and call me Sally. I fucking hate them.
Or fucking Missouri going to UMass in the middle of
What the
conference
fuck
play.
was that? What the fuck was that, Missouri? This is ridiculous.
I get that game was absolutely like that was throwing a dart at a dartboard and you were blindfolded and you were drunk. Like
It made no sense.
Why are you playing at UMass?
Small schools pay big schools, or big schools pay small schools to come to them.
And
that's how it works.
It's like week 5, week 6.
It's deep into the season.
Like it was so deep.
I'm still mad about it. Like I'm glad you feel the same. I'm still mad about it. Okay,
we're like, oh my goodness.
Do like Oregon does. They're number 1 in the nation.
That was their 6th game of the year.
They got to go to Camp Randall. They got to go to Camp Randall at night. It's a night game in Camp Randall. They're going to be jumping around. It's a fun time. I am locking in Oregon to win this game, -14. Not enough points. Give them to me. The Duck. They get another win.
Give me Oregon to win this game. Not choosing them to cover, though, because they've been weird with the covers recently. I'm not liking them. They've been covering, but they've been making it close.
But do you think, okay, so you're not going to lock it in, but do you think odds are, like, what if you had
cover.
odds are they would cover?
Yeah, they'd cover.
Okay. Because that's how I was leaning. I was actually very nervous. So in the pick'em with like 90 people in it, I am in second place. I'm behind by like 18 points, but I'm in second place out of 90 people.
Okay, hold on. We're missing something right now. Wisconsin beat them 42-10. Give me Oregon to cover this fucking game.
There you go. There you go. Are you locking it in?
Yes. Iowa beat them 42-10?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, Wisconsin, at the beginning of the season,
They lost to USC by 17.
Yeah, they're not.
They lost to Bama by 32. They lost to Penn State by 15. If Oregon can't put 14 on them, get them out.
And this week is not an easy week to find like games.
But there was one that I found. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Okay. All right. But yeah, no, Oregon is at my 4 or 5 spot, which is like confidence out of 5. So they are in my top 2 spots. One of them, either 4 or 5.
Indiana.
To cover.
Indiana was my number 1 for weeks up until last week.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana's going to buy this week, right?
Yes. Yeah. Otherwise, I think I would have thrown him.
I
would have thrown him in here for sure. Let me see. Okay, I think this might be the last game before we get to our.
We should have another one after this one, though.
Game of the week.
That one, that's the one I'm talking about right there. Yeah, this one.
Kansas, who just beat a 7-1 Iowa State, is going to go to BYU.
The second time that we've seen this year.
Yeah. This is a dangerous game for BYU.
I don't give a.
They're number 6 in the nation.
They were favored 3 at UCF.
Mm-hmm.
They're favored 2.5 at home versus Kansas.
It's a trap game. It's a trap game.
No, it's not.
It's a trap game. How? It's a trap game. Kansas.
They play so well at home. Their stadium's so much fun.
I love BYU. I love their stadium. I get so wet every time I think about them.
You think Kansas is going to win this game?
No, I don't think they're going to win this game.
I was going to say shot game.
No, I don't think they're going to win the game. I do think BYU covers. I just didn't put it in my pick'em because I'm like, I don't know.
I'd say BYU covers.
I think they do too, but like I was on the fence about it.
Lock it in. Like BYU's covering this game. Lock it in. Like if they don't, like Kansas is not doing that back-to-back weeks. We're not going to see them just run out of nowhere and start milly-whopping teams in the Big 12 that are ranked.
Okay,
we're not going to see that.
Okay, so here's the deal. In my pick'em, I had Syracuse plus 16.5 points. That line has changed. I also had USF. I changed the USF out for a different lock. I need to find one more lock. And it is this game because they were in there, and I took them out for the Syracuse game. So I'm also going to lock in BYU. I still think it's a dangerous game. If they don't come correct, they could lose to Kansas. And it's playoffs out the door. You're not going to make it if you know. Well, I guess if you win the Big 12, you can still make it.
They're still going to be in the conference championship.
They can still make it. I think
unless they lose to Arizona State.
Yeah, unless they.
But then
do they play Arizona State?
Yeah, they play them next week.
And then they end out with Houston. I'm hoping for a Colorado BYU Big Ten championship. I think that's what we're.
I mean, BYU can drop a game though.
Yeah.
So like Arizona State can't beat them, and they're still not getting in.
I agree. All right, so. We both locked that one in. That's good. We need to find a shot game. Can we find a shot game real quick before we go to the game of the week and close this thing out?
I figured the shot game would be the game of the week at this rate.
We'll see.
Penn State, Purdue. I'll take Penn State. You got Purdue.
No, sir. You need a shot game victory.
How about this?
Bad.
We got Mercer going to Alabama.
I'll take Mercer.
Mercer's going to.
I'm taking Mercer, baby.
Hey, no. Mercer's kicker is from Pace. Reese Griffith. That's a dog right there. He's an absolute stud in the kicking game.
Solid
Shout
defense.
He's a stud.
Solid defense, I hear. Speaking of dogs, this is the game of the week. The Georgia Bulldogs hosting the Tennessee Volunteers. Georgia, tough loss last week, bud. Hate to see it. You hate to see it. You hate to see a dog down.
Now we got two dogs going at it. We got a dog fight this week.
Dog fight. You got the Bulldogs. They can't breathe that good. And then you got, what kind of dogs does Smokey? What kind of dog is Smokey?
It's a Vol.
Is that a bird dog?
I don't know what the hell it is.
They're the Volunteers, but they have a dog.
It looks like a house dog.
Smokey
Maybe
versus
a hunt
Ugga.
dog. No, Texas A&M, those border collies, that's a house dog.
That's a good dog.
That's a house dog.
That's a good dog.
But Tennessee, no, it's a hound.
Who's the best dog? It's like,
what's
a hound.
what's the one that starts with blue? It's a blue something hound.
Blue healer?
It might be a blue healer.
It might be a blue healer. I think hound dog.
It's a hound dog though. What kind of dog is Tennessee's dog?
These are the important questions that we have to answer on College Football Extravaganza.
Where's El Barfo? Help us out.
El Barfo says it's a hound dog.
It's a blue tick coon hound.
Blue tick coon hound.
Yeah, see, I said something. It's a hound dog. Starts with blue.
El Barfo, we're gonna highlight you as our resident Tennessee fan here. If Tennessee wins the game against the Bulldogs, I can all but guarantee they'll lose to goddamn Vandy because the universe is cruel.
All right.
I agree 100% with that statement. If Tennessee beats Alabama and Georgia, they will lose to Vandy.
It's funny because Vandy's plays.
You blew it. That would be hilarious.
Vandy plays LSU and Tennessee still this year.
And I don't hate Tennessee, man.
Wait,
I don't.
so Vandy's on a bye week this week, right? I'm assuming.
How are they on a bye? Oh, they lost to South Carolina last week.
They got beat.
No, I think that was the shot game.
That was the shot game.
I got South Carolina.
I lost.
Yeah. Okay.
It didn't matter. The outcome, I lost.
Man, Vandy closes out, like you said, with LSU and Tennessee. Okay, that's fun. We just had to peek at Vandy real quick. Okay, but.
Yeah, Vandy, they play next week in Death Valley, which would be fun. I would love to go to that game.
Dude, if Vandy, yeah, that would be a fun game to go to. All right. But,
Tickets are cheap.
All right, game of the week.
It's funny because they're both pretty much they're playing for whoever gets on top of who in the rankings.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, unless so.
That's something to play for.
Well, LSU's 3-2, Tennessee's 3, Vandy's 3-3, and so Vandy or LSU could be 4-2 this week or 3-3.
I'm rooting for Vandy. I'm sorry, El Barfo. I gotta root for Vandy.
Why do you care?
Went out.
Oh, you're talking about Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so
you also have. Oh wait, yeah. All right.
Game of the week. Georgia was favorite 8.5. It's money's moving towards Tennessee if you want to bet a dog here. 9.5 now. So I guess money's moving towards Georgia technically. But if you're a Tennessee fan, if you think you got a chance of winning this game, you get more points.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
Mm.
Who do you like?
I like Georgia because they're coming off the loss.
I like Georgia too.
Unfortunately, I'd like to see Tennessee win at Georgia. That's another thing. It is at Georgia.
This would put. So if Georgia loses, they still have like a 52% chance to make it.
Yeah.
If Tennessee loses, they have like a 65% chance.
Mhm.
But whoever wins is like in the 90s.
Man, any given Saturday, Georgia could be the best football team.
It's
in the
in
nation.
Athens.
It is in Athens.
If it was in Neyland, it's like the stars have not been aligning for Tennessee in this game where they get to be at home.
Yeah.
When they're playing good ball.
Tennessee, so their last few games, they just went up against Kentucky and Mississippi State. Now, they beat Bama before that. Tough win against Florida in overtime at Neyland. I think you run into a brick wall here. It sucks. I think you run into a brick wall and you lose to Georgia just so you can beat Vandy at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Sorry. Tennessee has had a great year. You know, El Barva, you might be changing my mind on Tennessee fans because besides my Uncle Ronnie, I hate Tennessee fans. Classless bunch of people.
El Barfo is saying the state will go nuts. I don't know if you can get Georgia and Bama in the same year, my friend.
If you do get Georgia and Bama in the same year, that'd be insane.
It's a historic year for y'all, that's for sure.
If they do that, they do deserve.
It was
to be in
funny
the
because
playoffs.
the last time that they did beat Bama, they lost to Georgia, and then they lost to South Carolina after that.
That is, you are cursed. You are welcome to the. If you put a circle of cursed teams, Tennessee's definitely in there. Florida's cursed. Nebraska, cursed. I don't know. There's a lot of cursed teams out there.
I feel like Miami is one of them.
Miami's got to be one of them.
I feel like they're one of them. I feel like Penn State's got to be in there.
Penn State is cursed. Penn State is super cursed.
Maybe USC or Oklahoma. I think like Oklahoma for sure.
What about Oklahoma State? Cursed. Mike Gundy's been there forever. He can't win the big one.
Well, he'll win the big one. He just loses the crappy ones. Because
That's
you
true.
remember, I mean, he beat Lincoln Riley, and Lincoln Riley was on a jet to L.A. the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And they went and played Baylor in the conference championship. Yeah, it was like 1 yard short, right?
There was like 1 year where they like won one. Yeah. Was that the year they won 1 yard shirt?
Yep.
All right. So I think we both got Georgia here. It sucks because it's kind of a lackluster game of the week to me.
Yeah, because I feel like people already know what's going to happen.
But you know, maybe with all of us feeling that they could
Saquon
get
had a day, by the way.
Is Saquon having a day? Let's go.
146 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Let's go. That's what we're talking about. And they want me to trade Saquon. They're giving me peanuts. They're trying to trade me 2 shitty wide receivers for Saquon.
I'm
You
sure
hear
he
that?
had like 30. I mean, let me look because they didn't even talk about how many catches he had, and Saquon usually can get a couple, but does the ESPN app does it suck for you?
Yeah, it does suck.
It's
I hate it.
It always takes forever to load, and whenever you need to go fast, it's slow.
All that money, Disney, and you can't put together
A half decent
app.
Yeah, Saquon on 34.
Let's go. And we're gonna end on that. That's amazing. We're gonna get a win in the big fantasy football.
Wait,
league
what
this
about we don't have a shot game right now, Rob?
Oh shit! Well, you got to take a shot for sure. You got to take a couple shots. Let's see.
Should we go somewhere in like?
Let's bet on a fun one.
I said let's bet on like group of 5.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna scroll through FBS.
Make it fun. Virginia, Notre Dame. No.
NC State, Georgia Tech.
NC State, Georgia Tech.
I got Georgia Tech.
I would get Georgia Tech too after that win against Miami.
No, it's not that fun.
Cincinnati, Iowa State.
Oh wait, what? I'm in week 12 or week 13 over here.
Cincinnati, Iowa State's okay.
No, I don't want that.
What game did we have a different? I don't know if we had a different.
You want Utah or Colorado, by the way?
I want Colorado.
Okay, cool. So do I.
Michigan State, Illinois.
Who you taking?
I think I would take Illinois.
I would also take Illinois.
I don't mind going.
Wait, Washington State's ranked right now? Is that just like flying under everyone's radar?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. But
Why?
I don't
Okay,
really
hold
care.
on. I
don't care about him.
I haven't seen this at all. You're telling me there's a Pac-12 team out there? There's a Pac-12 team out there that can make the playoffs, Rob.
No.
They're 8-1.
No.
They're 8-1.
I don't care.
Rob.
I don't care.
Rob, they play New Mexico, Oregon State, and Wyoming.
I hope they
They're
lose
going
to
to
New
be a
Mexico.
one-loss team. They're going to get in.
No, they're not.
They're going to get in.
No, they're not.
Why? Why not?
They're going to lose to Oregon
Dude,
State.
this would be magical. This would be the most romantic thing we ever did see is college football pushes away the Pac-12 and it still finds a way in our hearts. It can happen.
Their one loss was to Boise State, and it wasn't close.
A ranked team.
I don't.
Give it to them.
No.
Give it to them.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. Pac-12 still surviving.
I doubt they get put in when all the cookies crumble, but knowing that A&M and Texas still play, Indiana, Ohio State play, you have all the that's the thing. The Pac-12 doesn't have a conference champion.
Don't do this.
They
Don't do this.
The Pac-12 doesn't have a conference championship game, so they are guaranteed a bye week that week, and all those teams are going to go at each other's throats. Rob,
No.
Rob,
I don't want them in. I don't want them in.
How do you keep
And
them
next
out?
year, I think they play Oregon
Wait,
State twice.
hold on.
Oregon State and Washington State
So-
play each other
so
twice next year.
The Pac-12's not considered a Power 5 anymore, though, are they?
No.
So that's the loophole right there, because Boise State's still ranked higher.
Yeah.
and they have a head-to-head win.
Yeah, Pac-12 is not. Pac-12 is not.
So yeah, they're technically Group of 5 or whatever, non-P4, I guess.
Group of 6.
It's non-P4.
Yeah.
I think it's Group of 8. Yeah. I think it's group, but
Maybe.
So yeah, okay. Anyways, we're gonna find a shot game, but it would be magical. It would be magical.
Arizona, Houston.
Ew. No,
It's a coin flip.
I don't even know. We could do better than that.
Pick one. Oh, okay. Well, UCLA, Washington.
I want Washington.
I would want Washington too. See, this is why. I mean, Houston, Arizona is a toss-up too.
Clemson, Pitt.
Yeah, Clemson. I'm
Okay,
taking Clemson. This is gonna be a hefty shot.
Oh wait, hold on. This is a dog I might take. Louisiana Monroe versus Auburn.
Yeah, I'll take Auburn
I'm taking Louisiana Monroe to cover.
to cover. Let's see.
25.5.
Oh, so many points. Auburn sucks.
Louisiana Monroe's good. Louisiana Monroe's good.
I'm not doing that.
I'm telling you, they're good.
Yeah.
Pay attention to that game.
Trying to
FAU and Temple, both 2-7.
I would rather do the Houston, Arizona,
Wait, Syracuse, Cal. Who you got?
Cal.
Okay, fuck.
I'm telling you, it's Friday night shot game. Houston, Arizona. It's the last game.
No. We can find a better one. Nebraska, USC. No, we said Nebraska.
We both said Nebraska. That's what I'm saying. There are better games out there, but we agree.
You said Missouri's going to win, right?
No, I said
No, you
South Carolina's
you
going to win.
totally said Missouri, Rob. You're crazy. You totally said Missouri.
No.
Damn. Louisiana is undefeated in the Sun Belt, but they are not in Marshall's division. They're playing South Alabama. This is getting ugly right now. We can't find a lick.
Okay. Executive decision. Because it's a coin flip game. It's -1.5 spread. You can pick. You want Arizona or Houston?
Where's the game at?
Arizona. You're picking Arizona? I'll take Houston.
All right.
And I hate Houston. Hate them this year. They have killed me. They have killed me in 2 parlays. And because I bet for them one time and I bet against them one time. Killed me both times.
I'm willing to do like an alternate spread on the Louisiana Monroe game for a shot. Like Louisiana Monroe will keep it within 14.
I was thinking 14 too.
Okay, no. Okay, we're sticking with the damn Houston Arizona game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wrap it up.
All right, sounds good. Thank you guys for joining us. If you like the music, give Soul Doubt a follow on SoundCloud. Our buddy Christian supplying all the background music for the podcast and for the Swampcast. Follow us at Real Swampcast. Follow me there, R. Vincent Comedy. Thanks for joining along. Thanks, El Barfo. Hope Tennessee gets the win this week, man. I hope they do. And tune in tomorrow for the Twitter space. We're gonna have like a panel of 10 people talking about these
Politicians.
Yep. You got anything? You want to close it out?
Go Herd. Today is a pretty memorable day for me and my family. I am from there. That's why I talked about it. I didn't say that earlier. But, yeah.
West Virginia.
This is the emotional day for the family. I watched the first 30 minutes of the movie today, and I always shed a tear or two. Every time, just seeing the faces and seeing, the emotions of seeing the plane crash and just the overall reaction. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I've seen the movie. It's a good movie.
It's a phenomenal movie. I mean, I couldn't want a better movie to portray that story and my hometown. So yeah, I love it.
Love it. Playing game. Tune in to College Game Day so you can cry. That's what they do now. But yeah, peace out.
Sob story for your Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. Thank you guys for joining again. Peace.
Peace.